So this was the car that I just sold at the Manheim auction around me. And there was one thing that really came to my mind as I was going through this whole process of selling this car. There is so much that they do not tell you if you're trying to sell a car there. So since they're just not going to, I'm just going to take it upon myself to just let you know all the things you need to know if you're going to be selling a car through Manheim, as well as a couple of tips and tricks to help you sell your car for a little bit more money as well. Let's get right into it. And one thing I have to go over before we get into everything of how to do the actual process in itself is that just to let you know, this is a dealer only auction. So yes, that does mean you need to have a dealer license to get access to this auction. But before you just quickly click out of the video and rage because this isn't for you, you still actually could get into dealer auctions without having a dealership yourself. That's actually what I do as well. If you want to see how you can do it, you can go to the link in the description below. But that's mainly it. Let's just get right into the process. So just starting everything up, I will say technically you do have two different options when you're going to be selling the car through Manheim. You could either bring the car in right from the jump and then just have them basically take care of everything. But I wouldn't suggest you do that. I would actually suggest doing option 2, which is calling them up before you actually go in person to drop off the car, just so you can tell them exactly what the car is going to be going under and how the listing will be for that car, and etc, which we're going to get into in a second. If you do take the option to call them up through customer care over the phone, they're going to have a couple of questions for you just to kind of get everything started. Of course, first they're going to ask for the VIN number as well as the year, make, and model of the car. They're also going to ask you if the car is going to be marked title here or title absent. If it's marked title absent, you generally have around 30 days to bring the title in if the car sells. If it's marked title here, it's usually literally just about the next day. Let's say if the car is sold on Monday, you'll have about until the next day up until the end of that day to bring the title in. I'm going to go over a little bit more on the title process in a little bit, but let me just get through the rest of actually listing the car up as well. The next thing that they're mainly going to ask you is if you want to do a condition report for the car. And if you don't know, the condition report of the car basically just tells you around how good the car's condition is. So let's say it'll either be between a 1 and a 5. Generally speaking, a 1 is really a car that's pretty busted and beat down and probably has some type of frame damage or something as well. A 5 is basically dang near a brand new looking car or a perfect looking car. This is up to you if you want to get that condition report on the car, but I would say if the car is in really good condition, I would suggest putting that condition report on there. It's a good chance you're going to be able to get a little bit more money just from that alone when it comes time to selling the car. Now the next thing is they're also going to ask you what reserve you want for the car and if you want to have a reserve on the car in general. And if you don't know with that, the reserve is just the number that you'd want the car to be able to get to with bidding, where if it goes above that number, let's say if the number was $5,000, if it goes above that, the car is automatically sold. If it goes under that number, then it'll basically go into one of two options. Option 1 would either just be if the car just goes for a no sale. So let's say whoever was the top bidder on that car just doesn't get the car and it ends up going for a bid again, let's say potentially in the next week if you wanted it that way. And option 2 would be having the car go up for an if bid if it doesn't meet your reserve. Now one thing that's really important when you're doing this whole process, if you do want that second option to be the case where it doesn't meet your reserve and it automatically goes for an if bid, you have to let them know that over the phone. If you don't, it's automatically going to go as a no sell instead if it doesn't meet their reserve. Now after they go through this whole process with you, they're going to give you a lane and a run number before you even get there into the auction to bring the car in. And if you don't know, just with the lane and the run number, that's basically just your spot in the auction. Generally speaking, there's going to be probably around like 8 to 9 lanes that's going to be running in the auction house. So all those lanes are going to be running through at the same time. And the run number is just the number that's associated with your car within that lane. And it could be starting from 1 all the way up to like 200 or more. And usually how the auction is when it first starts, it's going to start with that first number, that first run number, and then just keep going up from there. So of course the best thing that you can do, generally speaking, is trying to get the lowest run number possible, just because the most people that's going to be bidding in the day is generally going to be earliest in the day, rather than if you're way at the end of the auction when most people already got their cars. So there's a couple of things that you can do to make your run number lower, but one of the good ways to do this is just by showing up as early in the week as possible to drop your car off. That's going to help you get that lower run number rather than showing up, let's say, a day before the auction starts. Now as a quick thing, I also have to mention Manheim does also have another option, which is being able to list that car on OVE instead of Manheim's auction lanes. And that's just a separate auction that Manheim does that's only online. It actually goes 24/7 that you can sell the car. And the people that view that car online will only be able to view it online. They're not going to be able to check it out in person. It's up to you if you want to try this option out or not, but I will say if you do this option, they're going to force you to get a CR report done on that car. Now after all this, the rest is generally going to be pretty simple. If you already made the call, you're generally just going to show up at the auction with the car that you're going to be running through, and it's generally going to be a lineup of cars that's going to be getting pulled into the lanes. All you have to do is just pull your car up behind all the other cars and just leave your key in the car as well. I would also suggest just speaking with someone that's also checking those cars in, just to make sure that they have your car all good to go and your car isn't like gone the time the auction day comes and you're like, where did my car go? I would just make sure everything is all good before you completely leave from the auction. Now for the day of the auction, you're also going to have two different options as well. Option one is being able to show up there at the auction itself and representing the car as it's going through the lane. So you can talk to the auctioneer directly that's trying to sell your car, and you can tell them whatever things that you might want to just note with the car to help the car sell a little bit better. And let's say if the car was going to be going as a no sale or an if bid or whatever, after the top bidder got that bid for the car, you could let them know right then and there. Now if you can't be there in person and you just have to be online strictly, you could see everything online through their simulcast platform, exactly how much the bid is going for and different things like that. But let's say if you've already made the call and you've already made the marks where you already put your reserve in for the car and you put it as an if bid, if the car is not going to meet that reserve, then you're just gonna have to get a call through customer care to actually tell you if you want to accept that bid that they have or not, or how you want to negotiate from there. Now a couple of things to note along with all this: there is going to be fees, of course. That's how Manheim makes part of their money. There is going to be a selling fee. That's going to be a standard $150 around that they're going to be charging you. There's also a fee just for taking pictures. That's around like $15 for it. There's also a fee for getting a condition report for the car. And if the car doesn't end up getting sold through that auction, there's generally around a $50 to a $60 fee as well. So now let's say if you ended up selling the car, there's really two other important things that you really need to know just to kind of finish everything up as well. First off, you will not get paid for the car until you bring that paperwork in. So I mean, if it ends up being title absent and it takes you 30 days to bring that title in, then you're going to be waiting 30 days to just even have your check sent to you. Second thing is, if it comes to the point where you're not able to bring that title in, and then let's say whoever bought that car wants to rewind the sale as if it never happened, not only are you obviously not going to get money for the car itself for whoever got that top bidding price, but you're also going to have to cover whatever transportation fee was made by the buyer. So let's say if that buyer ended up getting your car from your state and then had to transport the car 3 states away and had to pay $500 in transportation, you're also gonna have to reimburse that as well. So be very careful to bring your paperwork in. But that's really the whole process from there. Of course, along with that, as I mentioned in the beginning of the video, just go to the link in the description below if you want to get that dealer auction access yourself, and make sure you subscribe to see the next part of my flipping 1K to 100K series, where actually I'm running this specific car through Manheim to see exactly how much we can get for it. But that's about everything. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.